My goodness, what is going on? It's just black. Oh, wait a second. Oh, yeah, that works out a lot better. I can see it now.
Little red lights on.
All right. Hello. My name is Mr. Freebie, and I'm the band instructor here at the middle school. I'm making this video presentation to invite those of you who are viewing to be part of an interdisciplinary teaming project which will involve learning about an historical event that happened 14 years ago. The words interdisciplinary teaming mean that we will study our subject matter in a variety of classes, not just the band. The project that I am proposing involves the study of the Space Shuttle Challenger, including the Teacher in Space program, short biographies of the astronauts, and the significance of the loss of Challenger and its crew on January 28, 1986. I chose to do this project to educate my 13 and 14-year-old students about the outcomes of the disaster. I need them to know that despite the disaster, the mission of the Challenger crew continues even to this day. Some historical background on the Challenger project. We have, on January 28, 1986, the Space Shuttle Challenger exploded shortly after takeoff from the Kennedy Space Center in Florida, killing 7 crew members on board, including Christa McAuliffe, who was to be the first private citizen to travel in space. Mrs. McAuliffe was to teach school lessons from space as part of the Teacher in Space program at NASA. A resulting investigation of the disaster called in question the value of continuing the space program. The families of the Challenger crew called not only for the continuation of the Space Shuttle program, but for the mission of the crew to continue as well. They planned and brought about the formation of the Challenger Centers, which provide educational opportunities in hands-on learning environment for the study of space, science, and the discipline of teamwork. Many of our students were born in 1986 and need to understand the outcomes of the disaster in their lives and in the lives of the future generations of people to come. We also want to leave open a possibility of other historical background that other classes might like to include in the project. If we take a look at the overview of what the Challenger project is intended to be, we can see that it is an interdisciplinary teaming project involving students from the bands, orchestra, English, drama, science, and art classes. It is to be a musical presentation involving the following. There's an original music score which will provide background for the dramatic readings that will be given. There's to be a narrative-style dramatic reading in which factual information and perhaps some creative dialogue writing are used to convey a storyline of the events and the people of Challenger. And there's going to also be a PowerPoint presentation going on in the background involving the use of the internet for downloading pictures and information about the Challenger mission and the crew of the Challenger. In the music, I thought it would be interesting for you to understand a little something about the music. Section 1 is entitled Clear Day. It's a slow and dramatic sound which will provide background for the ideas of honor, dignity, and the purpose of the Challenger mission. Section 2 is entitled The Astronauts Train. Fast, furious, and relentless are the words that best describe the music that will hopefully convey a sense of the hard work, teamwork, and dedication that it takes to be an astronaut. Section 3 will be an aleatoric piece of music. That means music that's kind of made up on the spot there, entitled The Launch. And the band and orchestra will recreate the sound of a space shuttle liftoff. The band and orchestra will also fall silent so as to allow the recognition of the explosion and the loss of life. In section 4, entitled Teamwork, the music will begin with the 7 individual 8-bar phrases over which a short biographical sketch of each astronaut will be read. The conclusion of the piece will be when all 7 individual phrases are performed at the same time, demonstrating that although the individual lives of the team were beautiful, when they came together as a team, they created a symphony of sound because of how well they worked together. Continuing the overview, we have art students that are going to be creating posters, possibly to advertise the concert to be held at the following locations. On Tuesday, May 9th, the concert will be held at Susan B. Anthony. That will only involve the Susan B. Anthony students. And Thursday, May 11th, the concert will be at Dwight D. Eisenhower and will only involve the Dwight D. Eisenhower students and their work on the project. So eventually we'll get to see 2 different perspectives of this same project. Additionally, the art students will hopefully create a cover design for a booklet created from the poetry and stories written by the English students and maybe some of the technical information gathered by the science students. I'll discuss that here in greater detail in just a moment. Let's see. Here it is. The poetry and story booklets that I talked about just a moment ago will be sold at their cost plus $1, and the proceeds will be given to the Challenger Space Center of Kansas so that the middle school students can touch the future of someone they don't even know. And then, of course, there's another spot here where I write other, because we might have some input from some of the other classroom teachers as to what they would like to see involved with the Challenger project. Again, the things that I'm doing right now is I'm making suggestions to the teachers and to the students as to how they proceed. We get to the critical phase here. We need the students to do the following things. And this is in just random order here. We need students to write poems or 1-page reports regarding the space shuttle, science, the future, space travel, or anything related to the Challenger or the astronauts. Any and all students involved could do this part of the project. Section B here on my outline, we need to research information via the internet, books, magazines, or media materials. We need to research that information about the space shuttle, the crew, and the Challenger centers. Groups of 5 to 10 kids could take on several topics at a time. We need to interview teachers and parents and older family members about where they were when they learned of the disaster and what impact they think it had on their lives. Any and all of the students participating could do this part of the project. We need to have a PowerPoint presentation created using the photos downloaded from the internet. Probably only 3 to 5 people could work on this project because it has to be honed, and there's a set limit of things to work with, so we can't have 30 or 40 people working on one PowerPoint project. So it's probably 3 to 5 people. If you're interested in any of these projects or helping out in that respect, please see me, Mr. Freebie, at your earliest possible convenience. We're going to have students performing the music. We need the band and orchestra students to do that. We need research as to what products here on Earth have been invented or improved as a result of the space shuttle program. Also, we need to have stories written or essays written about speculating what it would be like if NASA had shut down the space shuttle program as they were thinking about doing. We need anywhere from 3 to 5 people to write a narrative from a 13 or 14-year-old person's perspective, piecing together the factual information provided through the research that I've talked about, that this narrative, so to speak, will provide the storyline for the Challenger project from beginning to end. Also, we have room for about 3 to 5 students to interview the faculty members, the members of the faculty here at Eisenhower or here at Susan B. Anthony, to interview those faculty members who actually tried out for the Teacher in Space program. And then, of course, there's always room for other suggestions that students could be participating in. I'm interested in your input. The final thing that I need to talk about with you, we've talked about the concert dates that we'll be giving the project. The due date for the completion of this project needs to be Monday, April 10th of 2000. The reason being is because we need approximately a month to get everything together to be able to practice the piece, to get everybody from point A to point Z. So if you have any further questions about the things that I've talked with you about today, please feel free to talk to your teacher first, and then the teachers can talk to me, or you can talk to me directly if you're interested about doing one of the individual projects or doing a group project in this. I don't think I mentioned, maybe I didn't mention the art students. Did I mention the art students?
Yes.
Okay.
Yes. Yes.
The booklets that we prepare will have the poetry in there, and we'll have the writings, the essays, the speculations, those types of things will be included in this booklet. Do you have any questions here in my second hour about the things that I've talked about the Challenger project? Okay, question, go ahead. All right, well, that's it for the preliminaries. Now we'll hopefully get this taped to everybody, and we'll get the interdisciplinary teaming project of the Challenger project underway. Thank you. Bye-bye.
Bye. 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 Bye.